All right, welcome to the channel, America's Reality 360, where we bring you the reality of America. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my new favorite people. Why do I say she's one of my new favorite people? Come to find out, she's actually pretty based. And they used to call her brother the king. I may start calling her the queen. And that is none other than Janet Jackson herself. All right, now why do I say all this? Well, apparently Janet's on tour. So they do an interview with her about the tour. And they're giving her a bunch of, regular questions about having a concert, all that. But it's election season, right? So, of course, they're going to throw in this election question. And they ask her, what do you think about Kamala Harris? Now, what does Janet think about Kamala Harris? Well, she says Kamala Harris isn't black, right? That whole thing going on. A lot of people saying that lately. What she said exactly was, well, you know what they supposedly said, right? She's not black. Her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days, but I was told they discovered her father was white. So Janet, she tells the reporter what she heard, that somebody thinks that Kamala Harris's father might be white. All right. Now, of course, that's not a pre-approved the message, as some of us call it, right? You're not allowed to say things like that. So what usually happens in these situations when a famous person has like a moment of clarity and they start kind of thinking for themselves, right? And they let that slip and it didn't go through the pre-approved filters and they end up saying something that actually makes sense. It's usually a big PR nightmare, right? And all their agents are running around on Twitter and they're apologizing for them and then they're saying, oh, we'll get them educated, re-educated, and we'll make sure that they know what they're allowed to say. That's basically what they say, in other words. And I have an example of that, right? That happened to none other than Joe Rogan. Okay, Joe Rogan is one of the biggest names we have. He's huge, right? You would think he can get away with anything. Well, no. Joe Rogan also was forced to apologize over, you may have heard about this. This happened not that long ago, maybe a year ago, within the past year. Somebody put together a compilation of all the times Joe Rogan on his huge podcast that he has like thousands of episodes, he used the N-word, okay? Now we should mention Joe Rogan's a comedian, right? And comedians are supposedly allowed to say what they need to say to make jokes. And I know in this compilation, there was a little mix of like the N-word with the A at the end, and I think maybe he even did the hard R a couple times, but he's a comedian, and there's like an unwritten law with comedians that you never apologize for your jokes, okay? But even Joe Rogan, I had it here, even Joe Rogan was forced to apologize, and what he said was, right here, look, Rogan issued a public apology on social media expressing his deepest regrets and calling his past use of the slur shameful. Now, here's the important part. He acknowledged the hurt his words caused and emphasized his commitment to learning and doing better in the future. Now, what does that mean? That means like a 1984 George Orwell re-education class, okay? And they literally do this. There's other examples. I had some other examples right here. This Alex Earl girl, there's a few, it's happened, okay, where these people say something wrong and then their PR firm comes out and forces them to apologize, and then they'll put them through some kind of DEI class or training where they learn about how they're bad because they're white or whatever it is, they're bad because they're a man, whatever it is that they said that they now have to, redeem themselves for. So even Joe Rogan had to do that. And it was the same thing with Janet Jackson here, okay? So Janet Jackson, her PR guy is named Mo Al-Masri. And Mo Al-Masri took it upon himself to go on X, formerly known as Twitter, and he wrote that what Janet Jackson said wasn't really what she meant, right? This is what he said. Okay, he said, he issued an apology on Sunday in which he said her statements were based on misinformation, okay? He told BuzzFeed respects Harris's dual heritage as both black and Indian. Okay, so he said Miss Jackson respects Harris's dual heritage as both black and Indian and apologizes for any confusion she caused. So he stepped in all on his own and said, no, Janet says she's sorry and she totally respects that Kamala Harris is definitely black. Okay, that's what he said. Now, usually that's how it goes. And I saw this and I said, dang it, they got Janet too. They even got Janet. But guess what? they didn't get Janet. Because what ended up happening was this. Janet Jackson fired the guy. Check it out here from Variety. After making an unauthorized statement on behalf of Janet Jackson, Mo Al-Masri claimed in an email sent to Variety that he was fired by the singer and her brother Randy Jackson after attempts to improve her image in front of public opinion and her fans. And this is something I do not deserve. So you see, he's saying he attempted to improve her image because her image is tarnished. You know, forget about the 30 years of music she made. Forget about all the hearts she's touched. Forget about all the concerts she's done. She said something that goes against the pre-approved message. You know, the state-sponsored propaganda message. You're not allowed to question if Kamala Harris is black or white. You're not allowed to question her nationality at all. You have to accept that she's a brave, beautiful black woman, and she should be president just for that reason alone. And if you don't say that, then you get in trouble. Well, Janet's not having it, and I'm here to support it. Let's give a round of applause for Janet Jackson. This stuff does not happen enough. We need more people in Hollywood, in the music industry, right? Look what happened with Diddy. All these people surrounding Diddy, they know what was going on. They don't want to speak up. They're scared to speak up. They're scared to tell the truth. This is a push in the right direction. We need to get behind Janet Jackson, support her, even if it means liking her tweet or her ex post, you know. Support these people that do this. They're making a brave decision to risk their career. You know, they'll lose sponsorships, they'll lose everything. So I'm going to kind of leave it there. I don't want to dig deep into it, but I do want to tell you that this whole Kamala not being black thing is a very serious issue. And Candace Owens, you know, she has a really big platform and she's been doing a real deep dive into who Kamala Harris really is, okay? Now, I don't want to get into that because my channel's still very brand new and small and they will crush me immediately. So I'll admit it. I want to, that kind of heat I can't really take right now, but I would direct you to Candace Owens' channel because she's been doing like a 4-part series on this, and it's incredible, guys. You have to see this. There's a whole book that Kamala wrote years back, kind of pre-planning for her future, I guess, where she described her whole family in Jamaica. Well, Candace has been pulling documents. She's got all the receipts, birth certificates, marriage certificates, newspaper articles, and you guys want to see this? Trust me, you have to see this because this isn't the only one. We've seen multiple situations where these people who are in charge and these elite class people, there is some shady stuff going on with their so-called families or even their immediate families. And I'll leave it at that because I got to play it safe for now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you do go check out Candace because she's been digging into it and it is a great thing. But let's just leave it on this note, guys, okay? Please. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, okay? Everybody knows that. Race doesn't matter. It's all about merit. It's all about what you can do, what you can accomplish, what you have done, the type of heart and brain you have, and how you treat others. It's about your character, right? And I'd say even like a 5th grader, right? Little kids know. It doesn't matter if you're black and white. It doesn't matter what your skin color is, okay? So I think we can all agree with that. I think every person with half a brain in their head can agree that it doesn't matter what skin color you are. And I'll leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Tune in tomorrow for another video here on America's Reality 360. And just remember, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Skin color doesn't matter. All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Later. Skin color doesn't matter.
But if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.